Hello from ChiNation.com. This is Mark Josie. Today I'll be introducing a very nice product from Ant Technology. Okay, so this is a product for converting or transforming your 12 gram CO2 air guns or airsoft guns to use remote line or to use HPA. So what do I mean by HPA? It's like one of those big tank that you can connect with a hose. So this is one of the HPA tank. It's huge, okay? But you can buy smaller tanks or whatever, bigger tank, bigger or smaller. But what it does is it pumps high pressure air to your gun instead of using CO2. Now, before I start, a lot of you may be wondering, why would you want to do that? I mean, look, this gun is so realistic. If you want to put a hose from here and connect it to a tank, it will be very clumsy. Why do you want to do that? Okay, so for those of you who doesn't have not heard of this subject before, let me give you a little bit of intro here. Okay, CO2 outputs about 800 to 850, or even can get as high as 1,400 psi. Okay, depending on the temperature or like how it expands. So with these guns, this is a cyber gun or KWC, whatever, GSG 92, gas blowback air gun. Okay, shoots steel BBs. So these things, because of the blowback, okay, when it blows back like that, some of the air goes to the BB shooting out. Okay, one route is from the air goes here and goes out. The other thing is the air goes inside here and push the slide back. So you're using a bit of those output air to blow back the gun. Okay, so basically these things use air very fast. One of these CO2, you get about 2 magazines or two and a half magazines of shots only. So that is very expensive. You get the idea, okay? So a box of 440 CO2 costs about, say, $27. Okay, so if you only get, like, for example, if you shoot fast, okay, or full auto, 2 magazines maximum, 2 magazines per CO2. So this will only give you 80 megs. So I know, like, if you say 80 megs, that's a lot. But when you start to shoot, okay, this is not bullets. You do not shoot like boom, 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 like that. Okay, usually you shoot very fast and you shoot a lot. So that is not a lot. 2 magazines go by very fast. Okay, so you do not want to use these all the time. Maybe they're good once in a while, but you, for example, if you really like this gun and you shoot a lot, you want to have a way to cut costs. And to cut costs, you want to link this with a hose to a tank like this. Now, why do you want this kind of big tank? It's so clumsy. Well, the thing is, it will constantly output 850 psi or whatever psi this regulator is set to. Okay, typically 850 psi, and it will keep pumping 850 psi into this thing and always give you the same kind of power, same kind of blowback kick, same kind of performance until the whole thing runs out. So why and how nice is this? Okay, first of all, your power is always the same. It will not drop, at least not drop a lot. Okay, not like CO2, it will drop really fast as the CO2 cools down. This one, it will not. It will keep going, and also it will work very well in cold temperatures. Besides that, you get a lot of shots, of course, from one of these bottles. Now, how do you get these bottles filled? You can get these things filled by a dive shop, or you can get it filled yourself. Wow, yeah, yourself. Go to Amazon.com and you can find the Benjamin PCP pump, you can buy one of those pump and basically just connect it to this end here and keep pumping air inside. Your shop compressor or your bicycle pump will not work. Okay, you need a PCP pump. Costs about 170 bucks, but it's definitely worth the bucks. Now, you will not want to pump a tank like that kind of size. Okay, it will take about like close to 1,000 pumps, so it's really crazy. Now let me show you a smaller tank. There goes a smaller tank. You can buy one of these tanks. They are like, this is very small. You can see it's what we call 13 CI cubic inch. Basically, it's the same kind of tank. Okay, this is one of my hose setup, but yeah, this is very small. As you can see, put the gun beside it. So it's pretty small, right? So you can basically have this secured to your hip and like in a little pouch or something, or like a holster, and basically you can keep shooting. One of these will give you a few hundreds shots with this kind of pistol. Yeah, a few hundreds, okay? Few hundreds. Whereas this one of these will give you about, say, 40 shots or so, roughly. Yeah, so you can see the difference, okay? Few hundred. And to pump this tank up yourself with a Benjamin pump, it will take about 200 pumps to pump it back up from 0 to 3,000 psi inside, okay? Now you'll be wondering, why 3,000 psi? Well, because it's 3,000 psi stored inside here. But when it outputs, the regulator will always regulate the air to go 850 psi. So that is very cost effective. You can basically use up the air and pump it back in. Wow, how nice. So it's refillable. So how do you do it? Let's take this, unscrew it, and make sure that there's no CO2 inside the gun. And now we'll be starting our little tutorial on how to work the thing. Okay, so this package comes with a dummy CO2. It's basically empty inside, nothing inside. And this end here, you can see there's a hole. Basically, you can see through it. And the other side, there's a hole too. Okay, so basically this acts like a normal CO2, a dummy CO2. There are two seals, the plastic seals inside. Okay, plastic seals. These things are for sealing the bottom, this hole. Okay, we'll need one only. The other one is a spare. Now, there are two parts here. One is like a screw, and the other one is what we call a froster fitting. This screw and this thing will connect together and then push on the back of the CO2. Right here, this bolt or whatever screw you call this, okay, there's a hole inside, and the air will go from this fitting and out here and then to this. So basically it connects everything and let the air go from here, the hose here, and to here and out the gun. Very easily done. Okay, first of all, take your take this seal, put it inside the hole. Very easy. Just put it inside. Put this inside the gun. Okay. Now this two parts, you need to unscrew it like that. Okay, unscrew. And then now, okay, you want to take this cap from your magazine. Okay, take this cap, and then this is the inside. Okay, remember, inside. You want to put the thing through the center, like so. After doing so, you want to use plumber's tape, cut a bit of plumber's tape and Teflon, okay, Teflon tape around here to make it airtight. So take one of these, the tape. Okay, now you want to cut a bit of it. Whoops. Okay, we want to cut a bit of it out. There we go. Small piece of it. And we want to Teflon the threadings. Okay. Right here, near the end. And now I want to do this a little bit close up to myself. There we go. Keep stretching and pulling as you go, so that it's tightly sealing the thread. Now this kit will work on many types of guns, but now I'm going to demonstrate with this common type where the mag has a little thingy like this. Okay, now we want to screw in this part by hand first. Make sure that it's working in the thread. Okay, now we need a tool. I will get a vice grip to hold on to it, and I'll get a wrench. Okay. So I will clamp with the vice grip on the frost fitting so that it's secured this part in place, and then we'll use this to tighten this part. As you can see, it's very easy. Remember to tighten to the point that you cannot do it anymore, but don't force it too much. Okay. You must use Teflon tape. Okay, I'll tell you what, like if you don't use Teflon tape, it is not going to work. Okay, now you cannot really move anymore. Do not force it. Okay, there we go. It's done. Okay, you can see now it's secured as not like moving anymore. Now to put this inside, you see this can slide up and down, right? So the biggest problem is most people are confused here. Like, how do you secure the thing? You cannot just do it by hand and then keep screwing this part. It's not going to work. So what you need here is a magical tool called a plier. Okay, right now I'm done screwing to the point that you cannot really screw anymore. But if you turn this part, it will not work. Now you will need a nose needle plier. This is what you need, nose needle plier. You use, okay, take a look. Not sure if you can see it, but right here there are two holes, and what you want to do is put the nose needle plier right here inside the hole and move it. See, now you can tighten this thing. If you do not tighten it up, it will not work. Okay, so keep tightening. Be careful not to damage the hole. Okay, so just do it slowly. I need to really do it closer to my eye so I can see it. So as you can see right now, it's getting more like tighter and tighter, but still needs a bit of work. There we go. Okay. Now if you try to move it, okay, it cannot be moved anymore, so it should be airtight. Okay, it should be good. Okay, do not over tighten it. Like, you do not need to use that kind of fang kind of plier and then keep twisting it. Okay, you will damage the seal. Don't do that. A little bit is fine. Make sure that it's not leaking. That is fine. Now we're going to put air in here. Let's take a remote hose. This is a Ninja remote hose. You can buy these hose from paintball shop or whatever. They're called remote hose, HPA remote hose. One side of this thing goes to your tank, so we'll use this tank today. This hose is a very special one. It comes with what we call a on-off. Right here there's an on-off valve, so you can basically push it down to lock air inside the hose, push it up to make air go through. So here we'll connect this just like that, and it's connected with a snap. So now let's turn it off first, and then push here, twist to make air goes in. Now push it in. Okay. Here with your ears, okay, here if there's any leak, whatever, you should be able to hear it. Now there's no leak. Okay, let's put it inside the gun. Okay, I'm gonna fire. Make sure there's no ammo inside. I'm gonna fire this thing right now and let you see. You see, now it works, right? Full auto. Wow. Okay, now we don't want to use it. We're done shooting. What do? Push right here. Okay, disconnect. Shut the air. Bleed. Okay, there you go. Now we're done. Now how to undo this setup if you like when you're done shooting, or if you want to go back to CO2, what do? Take your nose needle plier, easily twist and undo this. Okay. Take it out. Now you can store this cap with the threaded thingy aside. Store it nicely. This you can store it nicely, and now you can put your CO2 back in and use CO2 with an other end cap. So now your gun is back to CO2. Very cool. So basically that's how you install one of these things. It's very easy to do. It takes you no time. I personally tried to install this thing on the Macro Ultra, which has a different kind of mag. It can be done, but it's not really nice. Okay, so this kind of mag with the little knob, you can still do it, but I personally will not. The reason is, first of all, you need to poke a pin out of this thing and remove this whole thing, and then like remove this little thingy. After removing or unscrewing, you screw this, without this of course, you screw the thing inside so that it locks in place like that, and then you put the thing right here. So basically it works the same way, but you need to then tighten using a wrench to tighten this to press on the dummy CO2. And I did it once, okay, it worked, but it has a little bit of leak somehow, so it's kind of hard to like guess what's wrong, or like how much to tighten, whatever, with the thing inside this kind of mag. And then the problem is, okay, I don't want to use this anymore. I want to use CO2. Now you need to disassemble this whole thing, which is not easy. Okay, it's more hassle than this one. So you need to disassemble the whole thing out of this, and then put this thing back in and put a CO2 in. So it takes more time and effort. It's not worth it. Okay, these kind of thing, it won't consume CO2 that much anyway, so I'll just leave it as is and not use this system. But then after modding the thing to this end cap by CyberGun, you can now use this on a lot of guns like the Mini Uzi, the Tank Flow Grill, Gold Custom or Limited Custom. There's like a George Ho, whatever, Baby Desert Eagle, and there's a lot of guns that use this kind of cap. Okay, if you actually have these in your collection, you will know, oh, I can use the same cap on this and this gun. So after doing this myself, I'll just leave this thing on it, and then basically I'll just keep this aside in my toolbox with this thing, and then every gun that has this kind of thing, I will do the same. Just toss this one in, the dummy in, and then screw this and with the plier tighten, and there goes my HPA gun. So I will just use this for the CyberGun with this kind of cap, and not really have to mod it to this kind of thing. It's not worth doing. So basically that's how you use the ANT system, the HPA conversion. So you can convert this to use your bulk air, like the HPA tank, or you can also buy CO2 tank that is like that kind of size and hook it up to that kind of tank too. So basically you can use bulk CO2 or you can use high pressure air. So that's it, and that is how you install the kit. Not forget your spare little rubber seal in case that one fuck up, so you can use this one. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like it. I hope you enjoy saving money using HPA. Okay, bye bye. Remember to subscribe and like.